If you're watching this, I'm guessing you've Googled Irish student visa requirements like 27 times. And trust me, I've been there, done that, got rejected, and finally got approved. Okay. Today, I'm going to be walking you on all the documents that you need to submit when processing your Irish visa. Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Queen Peace and I recently just got my study visa to study journalism in Ireland. But let's be real, this was not a one-click application. I was denied 3 times. It took a lot of time, a lot of years, and obsessive dedication to gathering my paperwork. So I'm here to let you know the documents you need to gather if you want to process a study visa in Ireland. When I say be religious about your documents, I am not even playing at all. These people do not even play. They're not vibing with you. They do not care. Like, you need to gather all the documents that is on the Irish website. So I'm gonna list out the documents that you need to get if you want to apply for it. So first, you need to fill the application form, and it is an AVAT application form. It's on the Irish website. You go there and click and you fill in your information. Make sure that everything you're putting in is correct and true, because I think they do their research. You don't want to go there and put something fake and then it's kind of like clashes. You don't want to do that. Also, the next thing you need to have is a passport, obviously, because you're traveling. You need to have a passport, and to make sure that that passport is valid for at least a year. The year you're going to be studying, it needs to be valid for that year. The next thing you need to get is a passport photograph, and I think the Irish embassy kind of asks for like a particular design for how they want your passports to look like, your passport photograph. So make sure you go on the website to really make sure and check that you are following the guidelines, because they will tell you to go and retake another passport. I'm going to be making use of my laptop because I do not have everything on my head. So the next thing you need to get is a letter of application or statement of purpose. I know when you're applying for study, you would have written a statement of purpose to the school. The Irish embassy also requires another statement of purpose to them, telling them why you want to study in Ireland, what you want to study, and how it relates to what you're currently doing. Because you can't be an engineer and decide to study mass communication for your master's. Like, where's the relation? So it has to be something that you're already doing and can show that you studied that course in school. So you talk about why you want to come to Ireland, what you're going to study, why you're choosing the country, and so many of that. You need to properly express yourself. It's very important that you tell them about you, because they don't know you from Adam. Like, you literally need to be very expressive about yourself. It's very important. And the next thing you need to get is a proof of tuition fee payment. I don't know how it is for other schools, but for my school, when I got my admission, I was told to pay at least half of the tuition fees in order to like process my visa application. So you need to have paid at least half of your tuition fee and also have the receipt, because you're also going to be sending that to the embassy as well. And then the next thing you need to get is your academic record. You need your certificate, your transcript from your university. Next thing you need to get is an English language test. So you're either going to write your IELTS or Duolingo. I wrote Duolingo. Duolingo is so easy. You just need to apply for it and pay the money for the exam, and you can write it from anywhere. I literally wrote my Duolingo exam in my room, I remember. So you can do that. It's very important, trust me. Last year when I applied, I did not write a Duolingo exam, and I think that was one of the reasons why I was denied. So make sure you write that English test. It shows that at least you understand English and you'll be able to communicate in English when you get there, because it's an English speaking country. So you need to be able to speak a good certain level of English, right? The next thing you need to get is a 6-month bank statement. That is so important. Your bank statement shows if you can actually survive in Ireland, or if you're going to depend on federal government's resources, and they don't want someone that would have to come and depend on that. You need to show that you can cater to yourself, and I think you need to have at least close to like 20,000 euros in your account. And there's also like a financial assessment form that you would also have to fill with your bank statement to really explain the finances. And also, for the Irish embassy, you need to explain every lump sum in your bank statement. So if you have like 2 million, 3 million in your bank statement, you need to explain where that money is from, who sent it in, or like, do you understand? You need to actually explain that. Trust me, I didn't do that the last year, and I thought it was like, I'm like, why do I need to explain? Like, why they need to know? But they actually need to know. It is so important. So you need to explain every lump sum in your bank statement and make sure that it is valid for at least 6 months. So if you're going to have a sponsor, you need to also provide proof of relationship to your sponsor. If your sponsor is your parent, you need to provide your birth certificate. And if it's your uncle, you need to provide a certificate or whatever, something showing that you're related to this person, right? You need to do that. So the next thing you need to get is also medical insurance. You need that for travel, so you can apply for medical insurance. I did study and protect. They are a medical insurance company in Ireland, and they do that for students. So you can use that as well. I'm sorry that I'm actually going in, like, I have to, like, it's a rush. So I hope I'm communicating properly to you all. The next thing you need to provide is your previous visa refusal. So if you've been refused a visa from any country, you need to provide a letter. So I was refused from the US, and they usually, when you're refused or denied a visa in the US consulate, they always give a blue paper to you to show that you've been denied. Okay, so you need to submit that blue paper to the Irish embassy to show that, okay, yes, I have been denied before, but I've decided, da 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 da. You need to explain that you've been denied before, and you need to tell them how many times you've been denied as well. So trust me, that also is very important. And make sure you explain your finances properly, because they need to know that you can actually survive by yourself on your finances when you get to Ireland. All right. Okay. I learned the hard way that missing even a single document can actually affect your visa negatively. So make sure you do intense, obsessive research when you're, processing your application, because you need to submit all the documents. Just one missing document or a missing form can make or mar your visa application. So I submitted my application through VFS. You don't go directly to the Irish Embassy to submit your application. You need to do it through VFS. So I submitted my application through VFS, and technically, applications takes about 6 to 8 weeks to process. So if you do not hear a response back immediately, do not worry. It takes that long to process applications. And okay, yeah, because it takes that long, you need to also make sure you're applying like 3 months earlier, 3 months before you're meant to resume in school, because you don't want to have to like keep waiting for a visa decision when school has resumed. So it's better you apply months before you're coming into Ireland. So that is every document you need to get if you're applying for an Irish study visa. And I really hope and wish you all the best in your application. I love you all, and thank you so much. Mwah. I hope you get the idea of the whole video, because I know I was rushing a bit, but I am on time crunch, basically. All right, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next vlog. Mwah. Bye.